Um, Eleanor was a bit of a crier.
Mm.
This kid does not cry. Like, kid's just super content. The only time she cries is she's uncomfortable. So she cries and then you just like grab her and swaddle her up real tightly or give her some snuggles. Like within a few minutes, she's quiet. I remember with Eleanor there being, and we're only a weekend, so I'm probably shooting myself in the leg saying that. But I remember with Eleanor there being times where, like, for an hour, I'm just pacing back and forth in our room, trying to console her and just giving her the bounce and the shush, 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 shush,
Mm.
little cadence and all of
Mhm.
that, and she just was hard to get to settle. This kid settles so easily.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yep.
To say it does remind, still reminds me of Sean was definitely more of a chill baby
Yeah.
for reports, and I was definitely more of a crier.
I mean, it's just a second coming thing.
Yeah, there you go, maybe.
Funny. Yep. No, I mean she's been pretty easy on us. The hard thing, honestly, has been Eleanor lately.
Oh yeah, how's she doing?
She's just she's just not. She's just going through a little bit of
Identity crisis.
yeah, a little bit of like she was already before the baby, like going through the terrible twos and lots of highs and
Mm.
lows emotionally. Like some days where she was just hilarious and she started like belly laughing at stuff, making her own jokes and things. And so she's like has really high highs and really low lows.
Mm.
That's just where we are. Um, and then you add in the baby, and all of a sudden it's just like she sees us snuggling and laying there with her, and now she wants that.
Right,
She
right.
sees us. We change the baby's diaper every 2 hours. We only change her diaper like as needed. She'll tell us. But now that she sees us changing the baby's diaper, all of a sudden she wants her diaper changed. Change my diaper. I'm
Mm.
like, no, you're supposed to be getting potty trained. Like, what are you talking
Right.
about?
You're almost done with that.
You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
like,
Yep.
yeah. And then, and just like, she's always drinks some milk, but not a ton. Like, she drinks a normal amount of milk. Well, now the baby's constantly getting friggin' boob milk, and Eleanor's like, every time the baby's nursing, she's like, "Can I have milk?" And she doesn't want mama's milk, thank God, because I don't know, we're not going there. But it's just like she's going through a ton of cow's milk, and she's not really drinking a whole lot more of it. She just wants it. She drinks like a couple ounces of it, and
Right,
then
right.
lets the rest sit out. And it's just like these are little patterns that are changing, and all of a sudden she's like wanting just more attention and things. So it's part of it.
Yeah, it's true. Interesting. How's Kayla doing?
She's good.
Recovery wise?
Yep,
Compared to the first
she's
one, or any difference, or?
about 10 times better.
Ah, okay.
First one she had a pretty bad tear and was just in bad shape.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all haven't even heard the story. Hold on, I'm about to get there in a moment. I'm trying to edit something on somewhere, and when I'm done with that, I'll be able to give you the skinny.
Le Pew. One of my castles is named Le Pew, Bear.
Pepe?
Pepe. Catch me up on what's happening in Bearland. What's to come in Bearland? How are we handling all this Muslim culture that's still, in your land? Andalusian is still a large part of the land there.
Yeah, constantly spreading culture. It's pretty much my number one thing I do. Trying to continue to spread religion. Actually, let's spread over here. What else? Kind of just making my vassals weaker, cutting down the dukes, making them counts. I have 3 dukes left right now. So it's Emperor, King of Galicia, and then 3 dukes, and the rest of counts. So, and I can support. I have enough vassal limit up to 70, so I can support all of them. That's counts. So if I can do that, then great. They all pay taxes directly to me. There's no middleman. So,
that is nice. So how do you do that? To eliminate the kingdom titles there?
yeah, I go to duchy. Well, there's no kingdoms. Destroy. Oh, that's why I don't have enough prestige to frickin' do the culture.
Wait a
I'll
minute.
do it in my next life.
Oh, what do you mean, culture-wise?
I'm destroying the kingdom titles.
Okay.
So
you own the kingdom.
800 prestige.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Woo! Even for us, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean.
And so by doing that, then it's just a bunch of counts.
Yeah, because that means when I die, there won't be
A new king of Leon.
right. I'm a player heir. I don't want any other kings, so I get to destroy it. So throw it into the fire. Destroy it. So then I don't have any kings right now except for my primary title, Galicia. And then I go to the duchy title and I just freaking click on all of them. So there's Coimbra. That's in the other kingdom.
Right.
And then there's Balafia and Murcia.
Mercia, yeah.
So I need to get rid of these 2 dukes. So I just revoke their title and see what happens. So I have 3 titles left to destroy.
It's a lot of prestige.
Then, yeah, it is. What else? I mean, I'm about to go to a feast that's I spent like 600 gold to do, so hopefully I get that back. I'm making 44.
Woo-wee. A lot of that's from taxes. 29 from taxes.
From taxes?
Wow.
I got taxes.
That's a lot.
2.4.
Yeah, that's a lot from taxes. It's a heavy taxation.
Yeah, taxation. Hell no on representation. So, yeah, 29 taxes and 20 from owned domain, 20 from church holdings. I'm about to get another 1,100 from the Pope, so whatever.
Oh boy. Okay, so let me show you my.
What happens when you try to ask money for the Pope?
Yeah, let me give
Because
you.
when I ask for gold, it's
He's game.
I'm only negative 12, but that'll go up. What does he say? Did he say ask for gold? Ugh.
Oh,
Your level devotion. Oh, you have sinful traits. You are waging war on someone. Oh.
I've been fighting Catholics this whole time. You've been fighting Muslims.
True.
I'm fighting Catholics this whole time to expand the empire here.
Oh, that's a big deal. That's why I'm getting paid more, because I'm trying to shit on Muslims here.
Right, they love that. So you're getting probably plus 50. Damn.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's why it's so easy for me to get gold.
Okay, but so you're saying, since I have 3 kingdom titles, so this one is owned by my half-brother. So unless I kill him, then I'm next in line, so I can get it.
Yeah, I mean you can revoke it.
Oh. Oh, he's my ally.
Oh, he's an ally. Okay. Yeah, he can't do it.
Yeah. So you're saying, hey, destroy this. Bang.
No. That's your primary title.
Destroy Italy then.
Oh, Italy. Oh, I thought you were on the other one. I mean, I wouldn't. That's up to you. But
So what are
whenever
they,
you
I
die,
guess,
it'll go to somebody else.
right, so
And
right
then
now,
you would be, then you have like an Aquitaine king, and you have an Italy king, and then whoever your heir is gonna have the Burgundy king. But you still have two other kings to deal with. So
yeah, and then whenever I die, Aquitaine's not in here anymore.
why not? Well, you don't have that title to
To
give it
pass
away.
on. Yeah, I don't like that. That
It's
means
not yours right now.
because that spreads it out. That means I have less to spread out to the kids then.
Yep.
Because this should be a big part of what I'm giving to at least the other kids.
But no, it's already
But
in
now it's
somebody
sticking with
else's.
my half brother. Oh
Yep.
no.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
No. I'm panicking. Oh.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Yeah, that's fine. What would you do? How would you do that, Bear? How would you get this guy?
Well, I would try to get to the point where he's not an ally.
How do I do that?
You can. I mean, what's the alliance?
It's just negotiated.
I don't even know. You break a negotiated alliance actually.
Oh crap.
Never. I don't know. I rarely ever do those.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have. Good reason for that.
Yeah. Allies sometimes get in your way. So yeah. So whatever titles you have left is going to be split again, and then
But not
whenever your heir dies again, then it gets split again.
I'll never have Aquitaine anymore. Well, I mean, technically. Oh, it's because he doesn't have any kids. As soon as he has a son, then I won't be next in line.
Yeah.
Alright. Landing 8,000 strong onto the beaches of Venice.
How much does he have?
33.
Oh, is it a close fight? No, not.
No, should be a pretty easy one there. The problem with defending an island is there's nowhere to run. Turns into a slaughter pretty quickly, yeah. Turns into a slaughter. I need you to die. Ouch. How can I kill him then? 8% isn't gonna get it done. How's it going in on the island there, Bill?
We're doing our thing.
Who's in the crosshairs right now?
I'm still doing a little bit attacking Crane, taking over Derby here pretty soon, and then I'm at peace with England for the time being, but obviously plan on not being at peace for long. But we're in a truce for 22 more months, and then we'll just try to take another slice of the pie.
Nice, very nice.
I'm just trying to build up my stuff, get my economy going. This character, King Philip the Shy, is very steward focused, so
Play to his strengths.
that's it. My goal is to really build up some of these buildings and structures and things that I have. I remember last time we played, I learned from you guys what like the towns are and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, the holdings. You know, I wasn't even doing holdings prior to that.
Sure. Hey, you won the war for Derby.
Yep.
Very nice.
Right. Derby for Derby.
Try to find some secrets over there in his capital, Bear. Aquitaine's capital. See if I can recruit some agents to my side. you.
Oh, war for King Nicholas's claim to the Empire of Francia.
By who?
I'm at war with Aquitaine.
Oh, hey, 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 there's just that guy. He really is a bad egg. I would just take him out now so he doesn't cause you more trouble later. That's what I would do. It's tough to say, like, oh yeah, he's gonna go away, he'll cower down. But he's gonna cower. He's not gonna cower. He's a fighter. He must be killed.
And yeah, I don't like how his kingdom kind of stretches into my land. It's my de jure land here. I need
You're
to
here.
kick him out.
You're here.
Guys, well, I gotta go defend my family. What the hell? The new Spurs guy is alright?
Yeah, I think so. He's not Wembanyama, but our defense is pretty garbage, so we need anybody that can play defense is nice. Got a good mentality. Seems like he's got a winner's spirit. I think we need to suck again. We need to suck one more year, because this year was like this draft was like historically bad draft, and then next year is a good one. And we have the Hawks pick next year and our own. So I think we could use those to kind of either just use them both to move up or whatever, but try to get somebody good next year too. We suck, so we need a lot of help.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with much of this year's draft.
Yeah, a lot of great ones. Hey, do you have a... Do you have a hostage of mine, Bear?
Maybe.
How can I see that? Yeah, you have one of my hostages. I don't have one of yours.
That's odd. How did I manangle that? Strange.
Strange, she says. She says.
Another one? Oh, you demand it?
Aye.
Alright, where to go? Wars with France? Or defending France?
You are?
Yeah.
See that you've taught my son Miguel the Iberian language there.
Oh,
He's
it
been a
has
hostage.
benefits. It has benefits.
I suppose so.
Culture. For culture.
Mm. Yes, the culture.
Gosh dang it, freaking A, man.
Mm.
You just come in here and just freaking scare me like that?
Oh.
What is wrong with you? Freaking monster. That one. Alright. I think. I hope you. For your viewing pleasure. I have my webcam on.
Let me see. There you go. Aha! Ah!
Oh, with the
Yay!
I think it's a baby.
Oh, the eyes.
Oh, you almost got
open.
an eyeball.
Almost got eyeball. Oh, good yawn. A good yawn.
Can you say hi?
Good yawn again.
There you go, there's a little wave.
Oh, how beautiful. Brown hair, huh? Pretty dark hair.
Yeah, you know, I had blonde hair as a baby, and
Oh, did
Kayla
you?
had black hair. So I think Eleanor got at least the blonde hair for now that I had,
Uh-huh,
and then Georgie got Kayla's darker hair. But oh, what is that? Is that a smile? Must be a fart. That's the only thing she smiles for right now.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
No, I smile for other things. Okay. Thank you.
Sweet dreams.
Yippers. Yeah, so last week when we were playing, or I guess not even last week. Yeah, it was last week when we were playing.
Yeah. Quite the
Quite the
event
ordeal.
there. Yeah.
So I around 5:30, I went to. I was about to leave to go to vacation Bible school at the church, and before I left, Kayla, and mind you, our due date was Monday, so this was 3 days post due date. As I'm about to leave, Kayla's like feeling a little. She just told me I'm feeling a little crampy, right? Which we had an appointment that morning with the OB, and so the OB said like you're gonna feel a little crampy today, you know, just be prepared for that. So I go to leave the house at 5:30, and she's feeling like just very, very moderate, like mildly crampy. She's not worried about it, but she kind of casually mentions it to me. I asked her if she wants me to stay home. She said, no, I'd rather you get Eleanor out of here a little bit so I can pack some stuff and just get the house ready without her being a distraction. So I was like, all right. So I head up to the church for Vacation Bible School, and people are obviously asking me, hey, where's Kayla? How's she feeling? How's she doing? Yada yada. And then I'm like, kind of jokingly, make the comment like, oh yeah, she's at home, probably in labor by now. Not being very serious.
Right.
Well, I get home from that at 7:15, 7:30 or so, and when I get home, she's feeling just like she did when I left, just a little bit crampy. So I get Eleanor down for bed, and then hop on here with you guys, and then close to 9. I mean, I guess all the message I sent, like, we don't think it's anything, but I might dip out. We'll see. Well, she comes in around, I guess, 9, and she's like, hey, I could really use your help just grabbing some stuff that I can't reach and getting these bags packed. I'm stressing out about it a little bit. And then at that point, I'm like, all right, guys, rain check, right?
Right.
And so go in there, and I can tell she's kind of like every few minutes, she's kind of stopping and kind of trying to catch her breath and all of that good stuff. And like, okay, something's going on here. I think you're having contractions. I'm gonna start timing them. And start timing, and it's like every 3 minutes.
Wow.
3 to 4 minutes. They're like 40 seconds long. But I asked her what the pain level is. She's like 3 out of 10. I'm like, okay, well, who knows, right? Who knows what this could be? So we call our doula, explain it to her. She's like, it could be like prodromal labor, probably not that. It could be like the false urge to push because the baby's moving, or you can just be in labor, you know. But if you're at a 3 out of 10, you've got a long way to go. Like, it would be in your best interest to like try and take a shower, and then if you can, like get an hour or 2 of sleep, because the contractions are just gonna get worse, and you're not gonna want to sleep after that, and it's just gonna be like a really early morning, and then you're gonna have a baby tomorrow, you know. And I'm like, all right, cool. Sounds like a plan. Kayla hops in the shower, gets out of the shower. She's visibly less comfortable than when she got in the shower. And then she's like, I'm gonna try to go to the restroom, and then I'm gonna try to take a nap. Well, she gets out of the restroom, she is now quite a bit more uncomfortable than she was. And it's at the point now where, like, when the contractions come, she's just not talking to me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, okay, that's different, right? And then, like, out of nowhere, she looks at me. And guys, mind you, we're at our house.
Right.
The house that I live in, the one I sleep in, the one I eat in. Like, this is my home. And she looks at me and says, I think I'm ready to push. And I said, you ready to do what? Actually, what I said without hesitation was, hell no. And I broke into you remember at the end of tennis practice, we would run lines? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I broke into one of those, dude. As quick as I could, to the car, and then in to get a suitcase, to the car, in to get a backpack, to the car, in to get a pillow, back and forth until everything was loaded. And she's still like, no, don't, like, it's nothing. I don't want to go all the way to the hospital, and it'd be like false, or, you know,
Right, yeah.
you know, she didn't want to be embarrassed. She didn't want to show up and they're just like, oh, you're not even in labor. What are you talking about, you know?
Right, yeah.
So she was just like, no, I don't want to. And at this point, I'm like, we don't have a choice. Like, we have to. Like, this is crazy. You're over here in immense pain and you're saying you want to push, you know?
Yeah,
So I broke into a sprint, and I loaded the car up. I called our babysitter that had already told us ahead of time, like, whenever, it's go time, I'll come watch Eleanor. And so this is, 11 o'clock. I'm like, hey, need you here as soon as you can possibly get here. Um, get Kayla loaded into the car, and as I'm backing out of the driveway, the babysitter pulls in. I don't even get a chance to like tell her what's going on. I just wave and I back out, right? And so, as I'm exiting the neighborhood, the doula calls and she's like, "All right, so what's going on?" And I tell her, and she's like, "Okay, well, I'll meet you there. I don't think there's any point in me trying to come to Rockport. I'll meet you guys there,
Yeah.
and because she lives over in Corpus, and so, and then she goes, but another option, just throwing it out there, another option is like, there's a midwife in Rockport that has a birthing pool, and y'all can. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm not that guy. I fix things, I build things, I don't deliver things. Like this is not what we do. And even Kayla's like, no, we're gonna head over there. And at this point, like, she has really good control. She's not super angry. She's not yelling. She's none of those. And so I'm cruising speed limit plus about 5 miles an hour. So, my normal daily driving rate. And I get almost to Aransas, and she has a contraction, and she mid-contraction is cussing and angry and grunting, and I'm like, all of a sudden there's a stranger in my car, a woman I've never met. And the doula heard it because she was on speakerphone, and then she goes, "Okay, Billy, I think you need to put your hazards on and go." And I'm like, been waiting for this day my whole life. And so I put my hazards on, and I did about like 105 from Aransas all the way to the hospital. I passed 2 cops. Neither one of them cared. Praise God. And I like get over on Staples and get to a freaking red light, and it's almost midnight, so there's no real traffic. I get to the red light. I look both ways. There's nobody anywhere. I'm like, all right, gotta go. So I ran a few red lights and did what I had to do, and then we pull into the hospital at midnight 02. So just after midnight, and the baby was born at 1:14. So we were in the hospital for an hour.
An hour.
We get up to the triage room, right? And this nurse is like super slowly like trying to get her hooked up to get her blood pressure and to get her started to hook up to an IV, and she's just like moving at the slowest rate of speed, dude. And she just has no sense of urgency whatsoever. And I'm getting pretty agitated. I'm about to ask for somebody else to help because this lady sucks at her job and like, whatever.
Right.
And then, after about 10 minutes of her just not being super helpful and Kayla still having contractions, and again, she has really good control, and so that's one of the reasons the nurse wasn't rushing, because she's like, you're fine, you're talking, it's like you're good.
Yeah.
Well, then the doctor comes in, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna check you, and so she checks her, and as soon as she does, her eyes get big, the doctor's eyes, and she goes, we need to get her to labor and delivery. She's complete +1. So it's like she's fully dilated and the baby's already dropped to a +1 position, right? It's like +3 is crowning. So she's close, right? And all of a sudden that nurse that's been lollygagging, all of a sudden she like turns into Usain Bolt, and she's like the rails up on this car and about to run it down the hallway, and I'm over here trying to like get all of our stuff that I unloaded from the car and go to this other room. So we pulled in, like I said, at 12:02. We spent about 30 minutes in that triage room, like this stupid nurse moving at a freaking snail's pace. And then they rush over to labor and delivery. We get into labor and delivery at about 12:45, and the baby's here at 1:15. So that we were only actually in the labor and delivery room for less than 30 minutes. And I mean, like, it was wild. The doctor that delivered Georgie, she came in. It was the very start of her shift. She came in full makeup, in street clothes, and like had her Louis Vuitton bag on her shoulder. Like, she got out of the car and came straight up there.
That's crazy.
And she was not happy because my wife did not have an epidural. My wife was not comfortable laying on her back. And so she's like, I'm delivering this baby on my knees with no epidural, and we're doing it now. And this doctor was just like, in 30 years, she's only delivered one baby that way, and she's just like kind of throwing a fit and being a baby about it. But it all worked out.
That's
but
crazy.
it was wild. I am not, I skipped a step. So in Portland, as we're going through Portland, triple digits, 100 miles an hour. There's construction there, and so there's a couple dips in the road, and they hurt, like they're not comfortable dips. And so we go through those dips, and she didn't like the dips, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So she told me after we go through this dip, she goes, "You're gonna have to pull over. We're not gonna make it." I was like, "Well, what do you mean, like pull over? We're not gonna make it?" She's like, "We're not gonna make it to the hospital. I'm about to push. Like, we're not gonna make it." And I'm just like, "Who do you think I am?"
What do you think's gonna happen right now? We're gonna make it. We're gonna have to make it.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand like what you think.
It's gonna happen.
Like, this isn't a pull over, I have to pee, I'm just gonna pee on the side of the road situation.
Yeah.
Like, there's more like complexity to this, and like just pulling over, I'm not gonna make it. That's not. We're not doing this right now, you know. And so thankfully we made it. But goodness, it was.
Yeah.
I still give like, so with Eleanor we were in the hospital for like a week, and it was like, she was induced, and it was just like a terrible deal. And then with Georgie, we were in the hospital for 24 hours, and so very, very different experiences. Both of them though get a 1-star review. Like, even best case scenario, I'm not. Some people talk about how like that whole process is just the most beautiful thing, and
Right.
it's just so great, and all of this. I'm sorry. I'm not there. I am not there. I want to go back to like the 70s where, you know, the dad you show up to the hospital, and
Right. Dad
they take
waits
the
in
mom
waiting
back
room.
there, and
Yeah.
dad waits in the waiting room and gets called back in a few hours to see his kid. Like, if I can go back to that, that'd be great.
Here, 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 here. Here, here.
I have a negative 90 opinion modifier for being a tyrant.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
my gosh. I've been doing some tyranny, you guys.
You don't say, Bear. You don't say.
Hope loves it. So
Hope
do you
loves
think like most births are kind of like in that realm of like circumstance where it's like time to go, and then like Stephen, you were kind of not similar, but like a certain type of emergency situation.
Mm-hmm.
I was planned. So I mean, overall, what's a better way to do it?
Yeah, Bill.
What do you mean? Like, out of those two options?
Yeah, like my mom planned me, so he like selected a date and did all that. But for Steven, she waited, and he was past due for like 10 days or something.
Yeah, like almost 2 weeks. Yeah, 10 days. I think I was supposed to be born on the 10th, and I was in the 20th instead.
Interesting question. We have a doctor in the chat, so I gotta be careful what I say. I'm kidding. I don't know. I think it's like it's a preference, personal preference. Like, if you like, some people, they love the idea of like scheduling an induction, or even more further than that, just scheduling a cesarean. They know when their kid's gonna be born, and it's just like it's no different than their like, annual orthodontic checkup. Like, it's just like, yep, I'm going in, and my kid's gonna be born at this time, and it's kind of easy for them. And I know people that have had every one of their kids that way and have enjoyed it. And then, there's people I know that have had their kids in their freaking living room like psychopaths. For us, I would say we significantly enjoyed this time around with Georgie over the first time with Eleanor, just because we had more just had more control over the process. And what I mean by control is like, you know, Kayla had the ability to, because laboring isn't fun, and she got the ability to do a lot of that here in the comforts of her own home, and not have to like, because you know the hospitals in San Antonio are going to be significantly different than the ones in Corpus as far as like their resources and things that they have. But the ones in Corpus, it's like you have to be hooked up to a heart rate monitor that's going to monitor the baby's heart rate. And that's just something that they require. It's like a safety thing for them, and they want to make sure that at all times that baby's fine. And so they're requiring that you're on that monitor. Well, you know, the problem is Corpus doesn't have any heart rate monitors that are remote. They're all attached to the core. And so you're stuck within 6 feet of this machine. So the idea of getting up out of your bed, getting onto a yoga ball and bouncing around, or like, you know what, can I just go walk the hallways for like the next 20 minutes? Like, can I go do any of that? Right. They say no to all of it. They're like, no, you can't. You have to stay hooked up to this machine. You can't unhook it. And as soon as you do unhook it, it starts putting an alarm, and within a couple minutes, somebody's in your room, and they're like, hey, you need to get that back on. And you don't get to go through like that whole process. Like, you know, you see it in the shows, like when a mom's in labor, like she's walking around the hallways of the hospital, or she's doing different things to try and like get things to progress. That's not reality, at least at Spawn South. Like, you don't have the opportunity to do that. So here, Kayla got to bounce on the yoga ball in our room, you know, got to be in a place that was comfortable for her. If she was tired of sitting, she can stand and walk. If she was tired of standing and walking, she can just do the other things, and she was able to have that process be a little bit more comfortable. And so she enjoyed that part of it the most. And then beyond that, like, for every mom it's different, but for her, she really wanted to like experience as much of like a pure natural childbirth as she could, that her body would allow. Like, if she was in too much pain, she's not opposed to, you know, getting on some, you know, pain meds or an epidural. Obviously, she had an epidural with Eleanor, so she's not that stubborn to, you know, put herself at risk. But she did want to like try to go through as much of that naturally and to experience that unmedicated as possible. So that's what she did. She was 100% unmedicated, and she enjoyed that about it. What's nice about being unmedicated for her was that afterwards, she was able to just like get up and take a shower. Like, she took a shower 5 hours after Georgie was born. And with Eleanor, because she had an epidural, she didn't regain feeling in her lower half for like a full day. And so she had to have a catheter, obviously. She had to, like, there's just different things that once you go that route, you're kind of limited to. So I think everybody, like I said, some people, they want the ease and comfort, and I'm this way. I want the ease and not the ease and comfort. I don't know if ease and comfort is the right way, but I want the assurance, that's the right word, of being in a hospital in case something happens. Like, if the baby's heart rate drops, or if Kayla's blood pressure drops or rises, whichever one's the scary one, if something happens all of a sudden, I want that machine to pick it up and somebody to come in and say, hey, something's off, and here's how we know something's off, and I want them to be able to intervene. I don't want to be stuck at home and all of a sudden, like, you know, the baby comes out and she's not crying or breathing, or something's going on, and we don't have access to like actual professional medical help because we're limited ourselves to some lady with a certificate that says she's a midwife. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. And other people have done it that way, but I really wanted the assurance of being in the hospital, and so does Kayla. But to try and do it as much, quote, our way as possible, and then when needed, we call for help. And that's exactly what we did. We did it quote our way, and then when needed, which is pushing time, we called for help. We called for help, and we had somebody there to help. And she was not stoked about it, but because the ideal for these OBs is like their ideal is that you have an epidural and you're on your back because that's just the easiest for them.
Yeah.
Epidural is nice because if they need to cut you or if they need to do anything, they're just gonna be able to do it and you're not gonna be in pain. Like if your body's not stretching like it should and that baby's able to come out, they're just gonna cut you down there and it's gonna help the baby come out. And if you have an epidural, you're not gonna care if they cut you and it's not gonna cause great pain. Well, Kayla had no epidural and that lady went over and she reached for the freaking scalpel or whatever. And then my doula's like, she is like has 0 medication right now, no painkillers, nothing. I would not recommend that. And then like that would be kind of like put it down. It's like step away from the scalpel. So I don't know. I think everybody has their own experience on it, I guess. What are your thoughts, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, I think some people definitely value the natural, more natural the better, and some people definitely value like, hey, I just kind of want to get this done, and as low randomness as possible, less variability, just put a due date and just do the C-section. And I think a big part of why she also scheduled Sean is because she had the C-section with me, so it's kind of like, okay, we already had one C-section, then you should just keep it going. Whereas, Kayla obviously had the natural birth the first time, so unless it was like an emergency, there's not really necessarily a reason to do the C-section now. I guess unless she just wanted to change her mind, which I guess she could. But yeah, I mean, I think people just have different opinions on. What do you think, Bear?
I have no clue.
How does that sound to you?
Oh,
from the male perspective of, it's good to know.
You have a story to tell, you gotta talk about, oh, such an exciting time, doing, yeah, otherwise, go to the, poop, plop, up goes the baby.
Yeah, I think obviously our mom wanted to do natural there, but I did not comply. I did not want to be natural, apparently, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
Hey Sean, I'm about to go to war against England, who you're allied with, but you're also allied with me, so...
Ooh, that's a
Ask
fun
me to ally you first.
Or, I mean...
So as soon as you declare
Or you
war,
can
just
just-
pause and try to ally him.
Okay, I declared war. Pause.
Yeah.
I don't actually need your help.
Yeah, he'll ask me for help. He's already asked me for one war that I didn't show up for.
Oh, it's just you're on the same side as King Diary in another war, so I can't even ask you.
Oh.
Just help out.
Yeah, he just asked me for help. Alright,
Help! Help!
I shall answer the call and
Promptly not show up.
probably not show up. Armies are in France.
Yeah, I think generally on all that stuff, I tend to defer to whatever Kayla prefers
Right. Yeah.
because it's just like, you know, a more intimate experience for her. It's more meaningful for her, and it's her body and all of that good stuff. So it's like if she wants to, go do a C-section and have to deal with the, having a scar and that recovery process, and great, I'm fine with it. If she wants to go through trying to have a natural birth and the immense pain that comes with that, then
Right.
more power to her. Just, I'm here for the support. So I just, when the idea was bounced around with Eleanor about doing it at a birthing center, that was kind of my only piece that I expressed, like, my preference would be to do it at a hospital, just so that if something goes wrong, because stuff does, that we have the right people in the right place to come alongside and help us.
Yep. I would agree.
There's a lot of hospitals, I'm sure, in San Antonio and all the major cities, many major cities, that have a birthing center in the hospital. And
Right.
so you have the ability to kind of do it this more natural way, but then when crap hits the fan, you can hit the panic button and somebody's going to be there to help. Corpus is like 20 years behind the ball, and like they were very rude to our doula. They were very rude to me whenever I just had different comments or just different things, like
Right.
like in the process. And the lady was just kind of, because the OB wanted Kayla just to like push with reckless abandon, right? And with Eleanor, she had the highest degree tear from pushing, because she had never grown. She kind of, you couldn't feel
Right. What's happening?
what was happening, so
Yeah.
she just she had hurt herself badly, and she had a very long recovery and a very expensive recovery. And so this time around, like, talking to a pelvic floor expert, she was like, look, don't, like, I know the pushing hurts and it's painful, but like, don't rush it. Take it slow and like help your body stretch little by little. So each push, just stretch a little bit more, stretch a little bit more, and it's going to help you with the tearing and the recovery, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to coach my wife through that, of like, hey, just push until it burns and then back off. And then the next contraction, push till it burns, and then a little further, and then back off. And then we just slowly do that. And if we've got to be in labor and push for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever, we will. But it's going to mean your body's not going to be in as much pain. Well, the OB, on the other hand, her goal is that from the time she walks in that room to the time she walks out, to be as short as possible. And so she's just telling her to bear down and go. And I'm telling her, I'm coaching my wife differently than the OB is. And then she kind of like is rude to me. And I was like, ma'am, she had a 4th-degree tear last time. We've spoken with the pelvic floor expert. This is the guidance we've gotten. This is what we're going to do. And then she kind of like scoffed. She's like, pelvic floor expert or something like that. Like he was mocking this other person's profession or whatever. And I was like, you know what? You don't want to catch this thing? Like, move out of the way. Let somebody else do it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, she was just that way. And I think that's very much a Corpus issue where, like, there's not embracing of like certain things. It's just like, this is the way we've always done it, so this is the way we're gonna do it, type of deal. And I think that's a bit of a bummer where we are, but where you're at, you would have more open-mindedness to other just non-traditional things, or I guess maybe it is traditional. Who knows?
Right. Or just more advanced. Yeah. Just kind of technologies kind of increase how open you'll be to change, kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, they treated the doula like crap. And that I apologize to her. I'm sorry they were that way. She goes, no, I mean, this is what I do for a living. I get treated like this all the time.
Yeah.
There was an open house in a hospital down the street from us. Like I guess when it's time, we might look at that hospital, because they just opened up, brand new. And it's all on network and stuff. So pause.
Pause. Sorry. I was pausing for my own. My wife was just assassinated by a king, so I'm a little upset. She was pregnant.
Oh, the double.
Wow. Double homicide.
Double. Oh. Yeah, so they had like an entire floor dedicated to like maternity stuff. C-section rooms and all sorts of things. I don't even know. That was pretty cool.
But if we have a third, to kind of give the simple answer to your question of like which is better, or did we like if we have a third, we would prefer it to be much more on the end of the spectrum of how Georgie's birth was. You know, because with Eleanor, we went in for an ultrasound. They couldn't get her to like wake up because she was freaking sleeping, because that's what people do in the womb, and they freaked out. So then they put her on them. They like, we want to get her on the machine right away. They got her on the machine to check her heart rate. They monitor her heart rate for a day and a half, and then they were like, let's just go ahead and induce labor. And they asked us that for 2 days straight, and then finally Caleb goes, okay, fine. So then they just started pumping Pitocin into her body, which induces contractions, but it also increases the baby's heart rate, or decreases one of those two. It affects the baby. So then they give a different medicine. What's the other one they give
Uh,
after Pitocin?
yeah, there's another one. I forget it though. Yeah.
Pitocin. I don't know. It's the opposite. And it's just like this kind of process that's really taxing on the baby. And we watched it happen for 2 days straight, where you can watch the monitor and the baby's heart rate, because they would increase the Pitocin, which makes Kayla's contractions more intense and progresses labor. But then we would watch the baby's heart rate start to go up, and it would start to make the machine alarm. So then they would come in and give her this other medicine, which would help pull the baby's heart rate down and get her to be more healthy, or within a safe range. But then the contractions would not progress; they would just stay where they were. And then after letting the baby stabilize for like 8 hours, then they would bump the Pitocin back up a few units, and it was just this like very long process of like 3 straight days of contractions and labor. And then our daughter comes out like looking like a tomato, and not red, but like she was just very plump. She looked like a pumpkin. Like Eleanor at 2 minutes old was already like just this very fat and like this plump baby, and it was because she had already been hooked up to all these meds and IV for like 5 days, and so she just came out with all of this weight, and then she lost a ton of it, and it was just it's part of the process, but definitely didn't love that part of the process for sure.
Yeah, but this time you felt like it was nice that it basically waited until like, okay, it's go time. Now we'll start actually heading over there, kind of starting to get this done.
Yeah, and we talked about, you have your ideal case scenario, and you're not married to the ideal. You're willing to, like, for the safety of your wife and your child, you're willing to forego ideal, but you still want to know what your perfect scenario is. And so our perfect scenario was to labor at home for as long as possible, go to the hospital whenever she was at like an 8 on dilated at an 8 or 9, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in the later part of that, and then finish that home stretch, that last 4 to 8 hours out at the hospital. Your baby's born, and they'll discharge you within 24 hours type of deal. And so it was as close to our ideal as possible. I wish we obviously weren't doing 107 miles an hour up the Harbor Bridge, because of the urgency of it. So I wish we would have gotten there a little bit earlier, but things just progressed at a crazy rate here at the house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Wild. But yeah, that's the option we opted for.
Dude, why are you trying to kill the little boy?
You know, I shouldn't be doing it, but I am.
I get you in favor with the Pope, like it did me.
Not so sure about that. Yeah, but if I kill that boy, even saying that out loud kind of makes me turn a little bit. If I kill the little boy, then I can become second in line for... Because his wife is 42 years old. So probably not having another kid.
Yeah, that's my, the Empress of France is, yeah.
Oh my god.
%8 chance I die right now at the click of a button. I did not.
Oh, good.
I am wounded.
Oh my god. Wait, what? Hold on, I need to pause again. Wait a second. Somehow that guy just lost his... So now the King of Aquitaine, he was dethroned. I guess he lost a war? And now he's unlanded?
Inherited by abdication, yeah.
Oh, he abdicated. He gave it to his son.
That's the one you're trying to get rid of?
Yeah, but then he'd come back to being the ruler again. if I kill the sun.
It's a shield.
Oh. It's even worth killing the sun at that point. I think so. Keep it going.
What's your chance of
Killing him?
success?
94.
Yeah.
I had to bribe some
nice.
people. But,
Bribery goes a long way. You bending over that King of England? Oh, he's 6 years old. Never mind.
Oh.
Not bending over.
Poor Sam. Yeah, I'm doing it to him slowly.
I'm not very thrilled that my wife got murdered by this random ass dude. Not very thrilled at all. The Liberty faction up against me again here too. What would it take? Just like me, damn it, like me. Abdicated the throne.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Not by choice. Some people lose a
Yeah,
war.
it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Bulgaria asked me to come win this war for him over here, and I was like, well, my armies are raised. I guess I'll just sail over. It's fine.
62. I'm pretty old.
Yeah, this is only your third guy, though, right, Bear?
Oh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I guess this is my third guy. And my ally just let me lose this battle.
I love those.
Can't imagine ever doing that. Did y'all watch the Copa America game?
No, I was gonna ask you about it. I didn't see that. I didn't see that one.
So pissed off right now, man.
What the hell happened?
Timothy Weah.
I saw
in
the red
18
card.
Okay, so in the whatever the 6th minute, we got the go ahead goal. I mean, a freaking beauty for Balogun. Beauty goal.
He's so good.
And it was all on the back of Anthony Robinson, who I was pretty critical of him in the World Cup.
Right.
Because he was 18 and young and just really poor first touches, like very heavy first touches. You can tell he had the athleticism, just lacked the skill. He's the best player on the pitch besides Pulisic.
He's Fulham Player of the Year.
Right, he is just pure class. He's so good, and he had the assist for the goal, right? And then we have they get a return goal, and also Matt Turner just has a weird deal where he goes up to contest the ball and gets freaking smoked. Pretty sure he got a concussion. He smoked. He hit the ground hard, and like 4 minutes later gave up a goal, and it was just like he was slow to move, to react to it, and it was just a goal he should have blocked. It was outside the box, and it was a goal he should have blocked. He doesn't get to it.
Step slow.
We're tied at 1. Well,
that's
Weah,
bad. That's bad for him.
Weah.
I don't like that from Berhalter then. It's like Pep had a pretty similar situation where he had Ederson got smashed. He went for a ball. It was like against Tottenham, like second to last game. He got smashed, and then he was okay. He looks like he's okay, but Pep just took him. Nah, you're out. We're putting the backup in right now. They're not shooting again with you getting a chance.
Yeah.
And then turned out that he was concussed and had like a fractured orbital. But of course he was all pissed. He's like, oh, you shouldn't be taking me out. I'm still good. But it's like, dude, like they could have lost the title there. But so yeah, that's kind of sus for him to not just take him out. Did he take him out later or no?
Yeah, at halftime. But I mean, at halftime after you already gave up the goal. You know?
Right. Damage is done.
So it's one of those that damage was done. So yeah, that was not ideal. After giving up the goal, Timothy Weah had an altercation with a Panama player off the ball, and they reviewed it, and yeah, he punched him in the back of the head.
Yeah, pretty random. Pretty random.
Like in the 16th or 18th minute or something, he just hit him in the back of the head. And at first it was a yellow, and then they reviewed it, and they're like, oh yeah, no, you can't do that. And they just kicked him off. And at first people were like, no way, that's not a red card. And then they showed the replay and like, all right. Commentators like, yep, that's absolutely unacceptable. That's a red card. And from there, we're just like, we're have like 30% possession. We're just playing on our back feet the whole time, and it's a matter of time, you know. And then when they did get the goal, it was just a situation where we were parking the bus because at the half we went, cause we were running 4-3-3, and then when the red card happens, we go to a 4-4-1, and then at halftime we go to a 5-3-1. So we put in Carter Vickers at center back. We had Tim Ream already, and then we had Richards, and so we had 3 center backs in the second half. just trying to park the bus. Because a tie would have been okay,
Right.
because
Yep.
that would have put us at 4 points, and then like the match on Monday, I think it is,
I think it's
would have
Monday.
been the decider. And so a draw is fine. Not what we wanted, but a draw is fine. And the goal that they got, it was just one of those where they just kind of slow built up, got into our half, and then just started pounding the ball, and deflection off of a guy, but they keep possession. So just kind of send it toward the goal. We kind of clear it, but it's not a good clearance. So then they, 2-3 seconds later, send it to the goal. We kind of clear it. It's still not a great clearance. And it was just one of those deals where you can just see our guys just losing their wind, because we were on the defensive side in our own box for like 90 seconds straight. And it's just like, if you do that for that long,
Oh yeah.
it's going to eventually find a way. And that's what happened. And it was just one of those where it was just like, you can't even be that mad at the defense or the keeper for it. It's just like, eventually, if that's just what we're going to do, that's the result we're going to get. And then in the 85th, they're like, oh, we're expecting like 10 minutes of stoppage time or added time, because there was there was a significant amount of injury time. There was all this stuff going on. They're like, it's going to be a lot of stoppage time. Well, then it's 4 minutes of extra
Right.
time, and
They
they're
haven't been
expecting to
doing
be
that this
10.
tournament. They haven't
And
been doing
then
that this tournament. Yeah.
and then we get kind of a little fast counterattack here, and foul. Pulisic goes quick on the foul, and tries to play the ball quickly, and then a Panama guy comes over and just cleans them out and gets red carded. And
I
so
saw that.
now
Yeah,
we're gonna get like 5 to 7 minutes of 10-on-10 soccer, and then Panama knew what to do, dude. Like, they just started hard fouling us, but not hard enough to get reds.
Yeah.
After that red card, they got 3 more yellows, but those bookings didn't add time because the ref already said it's going to be 4 minutes of added time, and then these extra bookings happen, and like the commentator's like, oh, I wonder if they're going to add even more time or whatever. They didn't. They just blew it at the 4 minutes, and it's like 3 more bookings. It should have been like 7 or 8 minutes, and we would have had a chance to threaten a little bit, but never happened, man. So we just lost to a team that's 20 spots worse than us in the world rankings. We're just
Yeah.
never gonna get over the hump of like being United States.
Yeah, what the hell Way is doing there, dude? He lost us that for sure. We
I know.
easily beat that team with 10 guys. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
I'm a bit of a Weah hater. I have been. I just
He doesn't do much.
I don't.
He runs. He's quick. And that's about it.
He's fast.
He's fast.
He just disappears for too long.
Yeah. And then, I
Big
wish he
chunks
would.
of
I wish he
time.
would have disappeared more this game. He appeared too much in the wrong ways.
Truth.
Sheesh. Nah, yeah, I agree. I'm not a big Way guy. Even before that, but yeesh.
Yeah, I would have
now
rather.
we're
I mean, I know. Yeah, we're in a bad position. We have to beat Paraguay, and not just beat them, but we have to beat them. Depending, I mean, did you see? What was their result with?
They won like 2-1, 3-1. They beat Panama.
No, not Panama, but Bolivia.
Bolivia. Oh yeah, they just played today. I'm sure.
Because we only beat them 2-0.
Right, I cannot.
So if they beat them by more than that, it's gonna go to goal dip, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, Uruguay won 5-0 against Bolivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to goal differential here, and they just went up 5-0.
Yeah, we're not gonna probably catch up.
Because they're gonna have 6 points.
Yep.
So we have 4. If we beat them, that'll put them at 7 and us at 7. But they have a massive goal diff right now. Massive.
Yeah. So we would need a miracle from Bolivia, who has been probably one of the worst teams I've seen this whole tournament, to draw somehow.
Well, if we beat Paraguay, because Panama would have 6 points, right?
Yeah.
So if we beat Paraguay, and even if Panama beats Bolivia, they'll have the 3 points over us, the 3 over Bolivia. That's 6, and we could get to 6, but that's all we can get to.
Right.
Right? So then we would both be at 6. So they need to, if they beat, I don't remember what the what the scenarios are.
Yeah. It's not great. It's not great. Oh, man. At some point there with my wife being murdered, with one of my best friends dying, I got to like level 3 stress level. So I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff to King Nicholas.
Yeah, so we can get in if we win versus Uruguay, and Panama loses or draw to Bolivia, right? That's pretty unlikely.
Right.
We win versus Uruguay and Panama wins versus Bolivia, but USA gets goal difference over Panama. So if they beat Bolivia, they need to beat them by a very small amount.
Yeah, like 1-0.
We also would get in if we draw Uruguay and Panama loses to Bolivia,
Right,
which
right. Yeah.
that ain't happening.
Oh.
So we need to beat them, and then hope that Bolivia can be heroic. And that's one of the. Did you see the Bolivia match?
Yeah, I did watch us play Bolivia.
What the hell? Why are we not putting up 7 on that team?
I know, they were awful. Yeah.
We're just content to put up 2 on a team that's like ranked 9,000 in the world. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think they're the worst.
Local high school team beats them.
Yeah, they're really bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think like kind of like you mentioned there, I was thinking about that too. We just kind of, I mean, Went up 1-0 super early with the Pulisic girl, which was great. Balogun had some chances, but he kind of missed. Eventually, he got the good one. But I'm not gonna crap on it too much. He's good. So, but I do think it hurts. Like if I just look at our team, I think it really hurts us. Like if we were looking at Football Manager, right? We would have like a 4-star left back in Robinson. We'd have a 4-star
Yep.
left winger in
Left wing.
Pulisic, and I would say like a 3.5 or 4-star center forward. We got like a 4-star midfielder with Reyna and Adams. Like McKinney maybe like 3-star, 3.5. But our right side, like Scally and Weah is probably like a 1.5 or a 2 to be generous. Scally especially I feel like is like almost unplayable. I mean of course Dest is hurt, so that really hurts us, but I think Dest covered up a lot of Weah not being any good that we played in the World Cup, because Dest was good and he would actually make some plays and be creative offensively. But Scally offers like not much in defense and hardly anything in offense. Like he's just kind of zero.
Bad.
And then so teams are just going to be able to be like, well, yeah, there's Pulisic and Robinson on this side. Let's just focus over here, stay tighter over here, and yeah, let Weah run free. Sure. Let Scally run free. Sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of imbalance hurts us a lot. So it's like.
Yeah, it's bad. It's been super one-sided to watch it. Like the pitch.
Yeah.
Everything going up the left side. Everything.
Right. Even bad teams will figure that out. They'll take rocket science.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, their best player's on the left side. Let's rotate over there.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to get Yunus Musa on the pitch more often.
Right.
The thing is, I think we should, instead of going 4-3-3, I think we should go 4-4-2, and have in the central midfield have Adams and Musa, and then Adams and Reyna, and then have on the wider part of that keep Pulisic and Musa, and then up top you can go obviously Balogun, and then if you want to go Aronson, if you want to go Weah, I hope not, but
Right.
Pepe, whatever, like Sargent, any of those. I think we have our fourth best midfielder is better than our third best forward.
Right.
So I'd rather us get our fourth best midfielder out there, which is Musa, and at the expense of our third best striker being Weah. I don't want Weah on the pitch. Like he just wasn't that impactful in the World Cup, and he just finds ways to disappear for like 30 minutes at a time, and I'm kind of done. Meanwhile, Musa in that World Cup was like the youngest player on the squad and was consistently just very, very good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but Berhalter's been pretty honed into the 4-3-3 for years here. He is not moving.
Oh, I know.
From
Yeah,
that,
but he did.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to take for U.S. Soccer Federation to move on from him.
Right, I know. I would have. I thought. Yeah, I would have liked Marsh. Marsh is with Canada now, and I thought Canada's actually. I watched them play Argentina, and I thought they actually like he just does a better job of like getting their player. Like Marsh's teams like are gonna go forward, and like against better teams, yeah, like maybe you're gonna get screwed. Like they lost to Argentina 2-0, but we were watching Argentina, and I was like, hey, this Canada's like giving it to them here. Like they don't have like enough talent there to kind of get it done, but.
Yeah, but try, you know.
But they had the right mentality, kind of a different mentality of what we had, where it was like, oh, we just we went up 1-0 against Bolivia, and now all of a sudden we're just gonna sit back and be like, oh, okay, yeah, let's play slower, no, we need to score again and again and again and again, kind of thing.
Yep.
So I would have liked to go that route. Obviously, he has Premier League experience with Leeds and Bundesliga experience, but But no, I just stayed with Berhalter, just same old, so that's what it is, I guess. Sorry, I just had to pause there for a second. I had another death. God, everyone's dying. Hey, I did murder that brother though, there, Bear. I killed his son and my half brother. And now I am the king of Aquitaine.
Make me proud.
Literally. I made my bastard father proud. Emperor Andrea the Insane. Anyway.
Yeah, I think not having Yunus Musa, who plays on the same pitch year round with Christian Pulisic,
Yep.
on the field, is crazy.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know. Triple G's got to go, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't inspire the players. He's just not.
It's not
It's
happening.
not good enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll
It's
see.
not okay to not
I mean,
be
it'd be
okay.
nice. It'd be nice if that change happens before the World Cup, but I'd be kind of surprised if it does at this point.
It either has to happen like after Monday when we don't get out of groups,
Right. Or it's not
and
gonna
let's
happen.
go ahead. Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way now and get somebody else in here. Or yeah, you're right. It's not going to happen until the World Cup ends.
Yep, after World Cup. Yeah. What? Oh my God. The Emperor of Byzantine, my brother-in-law, died of measles.
Everyone's dying around
Measles.
it.
Measles. Measles. Anyway, are y'all at a saving point?
I'm in a fine
Yeah,
spot.
I'm good.
I have to. Oh gosh, yeah, lots to happen there. I have to take revenge on my wife's killer, my former wife's killer, the king of Bavaria here, King Ansel. Son of a bum. To kill him, even though he's allied to King Nicholas of France. So what? Yeah, just a lot of crap there. And not thrilled about losing that ally there, because Byzantine was kind of my ace in the hole. And, well, he died, so now I don't have that ally. I want to marry...
Oh, my wife's 7 months pregnant. That's exciting. We need that. We need that.
Oh, I can't marry my niece.
Well,
I can't have my son marry her cousin? Why not? It happened all the time back then.
Why not?
I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying that, families back then to make sure that the titles and all that stayed in the family would, they would marry cousins and ask the Pope for, what was it, a writ of like a what's the word? Disanguination, writ of disanguination, where it was like, oh yeah, the Pope says it's okay.
Hmm.
Anyway, try to figure that out at some point.
Pretty
Anyway.
good chance that on Monday
Mm.
I'll win this war against England, and I will finally, after several hundred years, or however long it's been. When did we start? 874?
867, I think.
867. So after 150 years, I will own Devon again.
Wow.
My starting county. My original capital.
Dang, that's awesome. That's
And it'll be my first county that's Cornish culture.
Back to your
Even though I'm
roots.
Cornish. Back to my roots, yep. I've converted some to Cornish, but like my first one that's Cornish by nature.
I like it, I like it. Very nice, Bill, very nice. How about Bear? How about Empire Bear? What's been going on? What happened?
Defended Empire France the entire game.
entire session. Trying to see your pal Bear grandson finally get to the throne.
Yeah, trying to get Empress Bear.
That's funny.
There's a lot of clicking, it was like they were shooting like 4 wars. It was just all over the place.
Yeah, you're still in 4 wars. 5.
I just need a. I was actually running out of men. I was at like 3,000.
Yeah, your numbers are a little.
I just need to stop and get some more men. And I'll be back. Yeah. Yeah, just building up a little bit, spending all the Pope's money, and he hasn't given me money all game, and he doesn't like me anymore.
Yeah. Well, GG's, boys. It was fun.
GG's.
Yeah, we'll see
Night, guys.
what happens on Monday. Good night,
That's right.
boys.
Good night.